Hi Taurus, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm doing your general messages for the week ahead. There will be a love portion section of this reading as well, just a small one anyway. So let's get straight into it. I have the Yin card in the reverse here, and this basically is, it's kind of, you're in a place at the moment where I feel you're having trouble receiving, like if someone's trying to help you or gift you something, or I don't know, take you out for dinner or whatever, like offer you a job, I don't know, that's something that you feel like you're not giving in return. You find it difficult to accept that, and you're very much in like, that you need to kind of be the one who leads, but sometimes it's okay to let someone else lead, and then we have the full moon in Aquarius. So show the world the real you is what it says. And that's basically the gist of what the card says. But it also does say that, that change is incoming, and change can be scary, but that it's going to kind of break you open into who you are, And then we have the butterfly spirit, and it says transformation is beautiful. And this is basically about, again, major change, like you're changing, transforming from a caterpillar into a butterfly, this beautiful open free insect that is going to be able to kind of do so much more than what you're capable of right now. And again, it says that there's discomfort in this change, but that this is something that is the best thing for you. So whatever change is coming in, it's great. And then, sorry, also with the full moon in Aquarius, it did say in there as well that maybe you're thinking too much in your head and not with your heart, and to start acting like from the heart of like who you really are, So let's see, what does the tarot have to say for you, Taurus? We have the Queen of Cups. Okay, we have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Three of Wands. Okay, that's too many. Okay, Eight of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. Then bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Wands, Seven of Cups, and the Page of Swords. Okay, so firstly, bottom of the deck, I do see something happening in your home life. Maybe you could be confused about where you should be living. Or maybe you're kind of just like investigating that at the moment, where you're like looking at different houses online, or you're confused about moving, if you should stay in the current place that you're in or move. Maybe it's about, you're approved for a mortgage and you're now confused about where it is that you want to live. It could even be that you're confused about where it is you want to live in the world. Maybe you want to move geographically, which I don't particularly see in this reading, but it could be with the Three of Wands there. But yeah, I just feel like at the moment you're confused about where you want to live. If this has got to do with love, it's a confusion about, where this relationship is going, if the foundations are strong enough for you guys, and you're kind of just observing at the moment before making any decisions. Okay. So with the Queen of Cups, this is your current situation. So at the moment, I think that you're actually are starting to come into your heart space, and maybe you're afraid of like your feminine energy. With the Yin card being in the reverse, and the Queen of Cups being, the situation at hand. It could be that you care so much and so deeply for other people, and you show that caring side of you to other people, but like when it comes to receiving, that cup is then closed. You're like, no, I'm fine, like don't worry about me, like I'll be grand, but it's actually it's it's just that you're unable to receive things, you know. Then we have the three of, actually let's start here. We have the Four of Pentacles then in your day-to-day life. So at the moment, I feel like you're kind of not really doing much. Maybe you're saving for a purchase. It could be that house purchase maybe. But you're basically just trying to kind of tuck away everything that you have financially and practically as well, and not make any sudden moves. You could be in a place as well that you're holding back from people at this time, or from work at this time. You're holding back for sure, but you know, the show the world the real you. You're not actually showing who you really are, so maybe you're holding back your true self to other people at least. And you know, you could just be holding on to things at this time, maybe issues or situations that needs to be let go of. Then we have the Three of Wands in your heart space. So I feel like you are kind of open to possibilities when it comes to matters of your heart. You know, you have manifested or thought or planned about some sort of, I don't know, relationship, or you know, moving to the next step with that home, or just open to, you know, different friendships and you know, that type of thing, but you're just waiting for those to come in. So I think you're being very patient, but I feel like the main message is that you need to be your true self in order for those things to come in, you know. And open up a bit more, open yourself up a bit more to other people, because I feel like you hide yourself a lot. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles here in your mind space. So in that situation, you could be very focused on work at this time, or, you know, mastering a skill of some sort. But you are just thinking about putting in effort into, you know, certain situations. I feel like Taurus, you're an earth sign, you're very determined, you're stable, you're committed. And once you get something in your head, you're like, no, I'm not giving up. That's the effort that you're like, my hands could be bleeding and I'll keep hammering my pentacle over there. And then we have the 10 of Wands there in your desires. So there's something that you're wanting, whether that is your, you know, your work or your romance or whatever it is, this desire, you feel like overburdened and overwhelmed with it. Like you've been like putting in so much effort but unable to see any sort of results or any path forward. And you just, you know, you're at this point where it's so much of a burden that you're like ready to drop all the ones and walk forward without them, you know. And I feel like that's something that you need to do, drop the burden, you know. Don't worry, and then maybe that's what's going to bring in this change as well. Or maybe it's about someone can actually come and help you, you know, with that yin and reverse energy, but you're not allowing the help. So that could be the situation. Let's get some clarifiers for Taurus. Okay, so let's see, what is the Queen of Cups? We have the Hermit. Yeah, like keeping to yourself. Maybe you're keeping to yourself because you're trying to do some sort of healing. The Hermit would be kind of, you know, the butterfly spirit is more situational, of like the death card, let's say. But I kind of related to the Hermit because of, you know, you go within and you have that internal change, that massive change that makes you kind of shine the light for others to do the same thing. And that's kind of like, I don't know why, it just reminds me of that butterfly spirit there. So yeah, I just feel like at the moment you're spending time by yourself, you're isolating, but you are also healing, and you know, doing what you need to. With the King of Wands at the bottom of the deck as well, like you are driven and determined to go forward and take action and, you know, take the lead. But maybe it's kind of saying, like I said, like maybe you need to be more in that feminine energy of just being able to receive and not progress things forward right this second. Okay, so let's see, what is the Four of Pentacles? We have the Empress. That's your energy, Taurus, as well as Libra. And we also have Virgo energy over there with the Hermit. And Star at the bottom of the deck, so that's Aquarius energy. So the thing that you're holding back or that you're saving, you know, you need to kind of realize that you are open to, like I said, receiving this help, this abundance, this love, this gift, whatever it is, this job. It is going to bring some sort of growth for you, and I feel like you're holding on to something so tightly that you need to let go of, because it's actually at the end going to bring you ultimate healing and growth in your life, you know, bring you towards something that's way more nurturing and caring. What about this Three of Wands? What is this? The Ace of Wands. Yeah, you're kind of just sitting there waiting for your new beginning. You're like, I'm here, I'm ready, can you bring it in? With the Tower at the bottom of the deck, it could be that, you know, this is coming in and it's unexpectedly, or it's that something happened unexpectedly that has been making you have to be patient here, waiting for this new beginning that you're quite excited about and passionate about for sure. So what is this Eight of Pentacles? That is too many. It's the Eight of Pentacles. Just one card, please. The Knight of Cups. Okay, so you could be working towards something that, you know, you like fantasize about in your head type of thing, and it could be putting in effort towards some sort of offer that you want to give or that you're waiting to receive type of thing. It could be the Knight of Cups is something that's, you know, it could be a person that's quite romantic but also quite idealistic as well, which is, you know, it can be that energy of let's say love bombing, for example. Maybe someone's in your life and they're like really involved and you're wondering, is this gonna last type of thing? Like, is this effort, are you able to maintain this effort, whether that's coming from your side or theirs? Maybe it's you're like, am I able to maintain this effort of, you know, completely offering myself over and over again? With the Death card, I think no, this effort is not manageable. And change needs to come in here for you to transform. You know, maybe you're not being your true self, and maybe your true self is not as romantic as you're showing this person, you know. And I'm not saying you're not romantic, I'm saying that you can't keep up with that level going forward consistently, you know. And if it's not about love, it could be that it's just something that, like, something you're romanticizing about work, that you're thinking, like, if I just continue putting in this effort, like, I'm going to be able to progress forward into this thing that I love, you know. And maybe it's just, like I said, maybe you just can't keep up with that effort. Like, it needs to end with the Death card. Okay, so what is the Ten of Wands here? The desires. I feel like that has to do with the Eight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups has to do with this desire of the Ten of Wands, because I feel like that's the effort that you can't keep up with anymore. And then let's see, so the Wheel of Fortune is what's coming in here. We have what is it, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius and Scorpio energy with the Wheel of Fortune. And also the Knight of Cups is also Scorpio energy, so that there could be a message there. With the Scorpio energy is also about transformation, you know, and the Death card is Scorpio energy too. So let's see, so with the Ten of Wands there, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So basically things are going to change, and again we have the Star at the bottom of the deck. Like, there's some need, like, you do have this hope, right? And you're kind of wanting things to work out, you're positive about it, like that type of thing. So you continue to put in this effort, but it's like kind of, you know, maybe you've been, you know, putting in all this effort but it's just too much for you. It's too much for you to handle, you know? Like, something needs to change here. Something's got to give. And I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune, it's like, you know, the destiny is for you to change this transformation, or change your mind even, you know. Taurus, I love you, but you're very stubborn. So once you get your mind set on something, you're like, this is what it's gonna be. Maybe it's like, you know, that it's okay to change your mind here and change your progression of the path that you're on. Maybe it's just not for you. Okay. I feel like it's not bringing out your authentic self. Like, you're not happy in the situation, but you've committed to it. So let me just continue with it because I have committed to that, you know? Okay, so this next part is just going to be the love portion. Okay. So let's see. For Taurus, what is Taurus's feelings towards their person? We have releasing, letting go, moving on, and walking away. And it did come out in the reverse, and I flipped it, right? And then we have at the bottom of the deck, hoping, expecting, faith, and manifesting. So I feel like at this time, you're actually struggling to let go of something, or move on, or walk away. That 10 of Wands, like I've been saying that the whole time, like it's, you find it, like you're committed, right? So you're like, I need to go down this path because I've committed to it. But you're not actually following your true, authentic path. And you need to be able to kind of get help from people around you to bring in some sort of change that's much better for you. But you are hoping that, you know, that this is going to work out, and you continue to progress down this path. So what is Taurus's person's feelings for Taurus? Again in reverse. Perspective, better off, happiness, and clear headspace. I feel like they're struggling to see things from your perspective, you know, and they could also be quite stubborn, but, you know, they're in a place where they are scared to let you go as well. So I feel like this is something, I don't know, it feels, it's either that you guys are like struggling to let each other go, or let some sort of issue between you guys go. And we also have that holding back card there. And then at the bottom of the deck here, I have conflicted decisions, hot and cold, multiple choices. And maybe that's what I was saying. Like, can that, you are questioning, can that effort continue to be put in? Like, or is that just the love bombing right now, you know? And I feel like that's how they feel. They're like, oh, is he gonna be, or is he or she gonna be able to continue putting in this effort? Okay. So let's see with the romance angels. For Taurus, what does Taurus need to know? We have keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. And we have this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So maybe it could be, and then we have very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So I feel like at this time, I think you're so focused on like releasing this person, where there's actually someone else that actually is like the one that's meant for you. But that person's only going to come in when you show yourself the real you, you know, show the world the real you, and actually be authentic within yourself. And that will bring in someone who's authentically meant for you. But it also seems like you've already met this person that you're wanting to, maybe it's someone who, like, you know, who's quite courageous and does take the lead, and you're like, no, that's my department. Or maybe they're generous and you're like, I can't accept your generosity, you know. But yeah, I think that you need to decide what it is. I feel like there might be more than one person involved here. And you're like, should I release this person and go towards the new person, or the one that I already know, but the one that I am not with? Or should I stay and continue to put in this effort that is actually just bringing me burdens and overwhelming me? So yeah, so that's what I'm getting anyway. If it resonates, great. If it doesn't, maybe it's not your reading. Okay, so let's see. What would Taurus's person say to Taurus if they weren't holding anything back? What would they say? You came closer than anyone. Okay. What else? Maybe they don't open up themselves, you know. I wish things could be different. Okay. And we have, I hide behind material things. Bottom of the deck, I'm starting to understand our connection. So Taurus, that is what I have for you this week. I hope you found a message that helped you today, and I will see you guys again soon. Take care.